All right, so here's a really big lesson that I just learned in my business, and I think you could learn something from this as well. I send thousands of emails per week pitching businesses my offer, and typically what I'm offering is webinar setup, because I've had a lot of success in the last few years, especially this year, setting up and running webinars for businesses. And so I reach out to people, I show them KPIs and past case studies, and I make them an offer as low risk as possible. So I'll say something like, hey, I'm going to come into your business. We're going to set up this secondary supplemental funnel. It's not going to mess with anything you already have. We're going to run webinars. I'm going to set up everything for you. I'm going to set up all the ads for you. I'm going to help you strategize the ads. I'm going to help you build the landing pages, the automations, the SMS, the email marketing. And then we're going to run a webinar. You're going to close high ticket clients. You're going to make money. And if you don't make money, you don't pay me a cent. That's basically the offer. So I made that offer to Sandra here, more or less, something along those lines. And she reached out to me and said this, thanks, I already have all this. And then 2 days later, she went out of her way to send me another message. And she said, there isn't anything new that you're showing me here. And fair enough, Sandra. The mistake I made is making the most vanilla offer imaginable. So I did a good job in the sense that I made it low risk. But the problem is every business owner thinks they know how to do marketing. Some of them do, but most actually don't. So not calling out Sandra specifically here. I don't even really know her. I've never spoken to her, but most business owners, they see emails being sent out by another business and they're like, oh, I could do that. Or they see somebody run a webinar, or maybe they do a webinar themselves and they're like, I can do that. I've done that. They see thumbnails. Oh, I can edit those. I can edit myself. They think they know how to do it. They don't see the nuance in the background. For us email marketers, they don't see all the work that goes into crafting an email, the copywriting that goes into getting people to consistently open them, get people to consistently engage. They don't see all the technical stuff behind the scenes to get the deliverability as high as possible, to get that domain reputation as high as possible. Business owners don't know anything about that. They just see the front end stuff and they're like, oh yeah, I can do that. Same with webinars. If you think you can run a profitable webinar, go do it. I challenge you. You're not going to do it. So here's the point. I didn't make this sound exciting. People want to chase the new thing. They want to chase whatever is trending right now. Webinars aren't trending because people have been doing webinars since the dawn of the internet. It's not new. It's not fresh. People think they can do it themselves. They can't, but they think they can. And so the lesson is you have to spin your offer in such a way that it sounds new. It sounds like the next shiny object because people love chasing shiny objects. So here's how I would do this now, or how I am doing this now. I make an offer and I say something along the lines of, I'm going to set up an AI-enhanced revenue acceleration session for your business that uses predictive conversion events, data-driven personalization, multi-channel orchestration, profit forecasting, and automated follow-up sequences using my AI system. Already, I just threw a bunch of buzzwords at you. Already, that sounds 1,000 times more interesting than I'm going to set up webinars for you. It just sounds so much better. Let's say you're an email marketer for e-commerce companies. Typically, you might reach out and you say, hey, I want to set up a welcome sequence for you. I want to set up a abandoned cart flow and a bunch of other automations to bring in extra sales for you. And if I fail, you don't have to pay me a cent. On the surface, it's a decent offer because it's low risk. In this case, no risk. You can come into somebody's business and set up a bunch of stuff for them. And maybe you can show them some case studies of past successes you had. That's great. But it's not new. So most people are just going to be like, I can do that. I already have that. Why do I need you? So you'd want to spin that offer and say something like, I've got an AI-powered purchase prediction system. It uses behavioral commerce automation. My AI uses purchase pattern recognition, creates dynamic product bundles, and employs price sensitivity testing. Now, again, that's just a bunch of buzzwords, but you figured out a way to position e-commerce email marketing to sound exciting and using AI, which is new and trending. So the point here is don't make your outreaches bland. You want to make the offer as low risk as possible, but you also want to make it sound like it has a secret mechanism to it that they can't do on their own. It sounds new, it sounds fresh. They need you to set this up because they don't know how. Because that's the truth. They do need you, but you have to position it so that they know they need you. And that's the lesson here. So start doing that and start closing some extra clients.